Yeah, baby.
Ready to rock.
You're rocking with the newest radio show on Hamilton Radio, My Sports Radio.
Deals. And Bonds hits one high. It's a dig! It is on the all-time home run list.
Trainer right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. The heavyweight champion is taking the mandatory 8 count, and Foreman is as poised as can be in a neutral corner.
Do the Titans have a miracle left in them? Down! Touchdown Titans! There are no flags on the field! It's a miracle! Tennessee has pulled a miracle!
My Sports Radio. And here's your host, John Intel.
What's going on, everybody? September 23rd, another wonderful Wednesday here. You're here listening on HamiltonRadio.net, simulcast on Facebook. You're listening to My Sports Radio with your captain, John Entel, and my co-captain, Daniel Mercado. What's up, baby?
Yo, what's going on, baby?
Listen, big sports weekend.
Huge.
Big sports week.
Huge, bro. Everybody's hurt.
Everybody's hurt.
Huge changes, bro.
Listen, major collapses, major comebacks, major injuries,
Major insult to injuries.
major insult to injuries, and a major loss in the football world today. Another legend
Absolutely.
passes. We've seen a lot of that lately, unfortunately. 2020 continues to suck the big one,
Yep.
unfortunately. So we're going to start. What's going on, everyone who's joining us here? I see my grandmother in the building. Donald Long, what's going on, everybody? Listen, we got to pay some respects. Glennie Freeman, what's going on, brother? We got to pay some respects to the late, great Gale Sayers, who probably, listen, he's considered one of the greatest running backs of all time, scored 6 TDs in a game, and
Bananas.
career cut short because of bad knees. And let me tell you, man, he would have been one of the greatest ever
Absolutely.
to do it. Was considered it, but truthfully would have been one of the greatest. So much respects.
Oh, you mean had his knees lasted a little longer?
Had his knees last.
Absolutely. He would have been breaking. There would have been records that still would have been broken.
Absolutely, man. And it's a lot of respects to the late great Gale Sayers, and rest in peace, man. And another legend has passed on from this world. And in 2020, it's probably a better thing for them.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. So good for you. You're in a place where you're not wearing a mask and you're a happy guy. So rest in peace, brother. He battled dementia. So tough times for him, but his family, hopefully they're coping pretty well. And now we get to watch the highlight reels for a long time. So let's move on here. Now that we got the sad story out of the way, right? We got to do
Yep.
that first, no matter what. The big news here. Major injuries across the board. I want to go through something with you.
Man down.
I'm going to put you on the hot seat here today.
Oh,
Okay?
on the hot seat.
We're going to run.
Like you don't do that once or twice a week.
That's true. But now it's the third time.
All right. Third time's
So
a charm.
I'm going to run through the injuries. But I want you to let me know.
Do we have enough time?
No, we're going
Oh
to try.
my gosh.
I want you to tell me which one you think is going to have the greatest impact on the NFL season.
We got to limit the. What are you going to go through? 10?
I'm going to go, top 10.
Because it's
No,
like
top 10,
20
top 10.
injuries in
Top 10.
the last 2 weeks.
The greatest injuries, Saquon Barkley, torn ACL.
Terrible. God
Okay.
bless him.
Christian,
Hope you recover, Saquon. Man, that's a tough way to go down.
Christian McCaffrey, high ankle sprain,
What'd they give him, 4 to 6 weeks?
4 to 6 weeks. Drew Lock, sprained AC joint in his throwing shoulder, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's going to be some time. Even if they bring him back, it's going to affect him. He's going to be done.
The top weapon, also for the same Broncos, torn ACL.
Cortland Sutton.
Jimmy Garoppolo on a Super Bowl contender high ankle sprain. Nick Bosa on the same
got a ton.
team, torn ACL. You also have Devontae Adams on a high-powered Packers offense hamstring. And then you have Tavon young cornerback for the Ravens on that high-octane defense with a knee injury. And the running back for the same San Francisco 49ers, Raheem
Three key
Mostert.
spots.
Which one, in your opinion, has the biggest impact on this NFL season? Now, I'm gonna ask you this. There's two ways in my mind I go with it. I'm curious to see where you go. Do you go with the best player, or do you go with the best team?
Well, you can't. You got to go team because it matters if you go for the best player. How many times does the best player's team always win? Especially in football, that's very rare. You got Saquon Barkley, who's one of the number one running backs, top 3 running back in the league for the past 2 years. What are you going to do without that guy? However, the Giants are not going anywhere. Danny Dimes has nobody to throw to anymore. What are they going to double Slayton? Shepard's done. They're out. His injury. I hope you feel better, man. I hope he gets well soon. But his injury is a moot point. Giants are going nowhere. They're no better than my Jets.
Whole separate story.
A whole nother. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to get into that. I might have to mic drop later. But listen, you got the Giants not going anywhere. So Saquon going down, again, wish you all the luck, pal. Recover. Take your time because they're still rebuilding too. They need to retool a lot of spots, a lot of positions. You're looking at I gotta go with Garoppolo.
Wow. Okay.
And the reason I'm going to tell you because even without Nick Bosa, not that my Jets are anything to talk about, but they made defensive plays after he was done. They held the Jets down to 1 score and a field goal. I mean, regardless of what, even if the Jets don't have Bell or don't have any, they're still an NFL team. To stop an NFL team from going down and scoring at all is still a feat.
Yep.
Right? So to go on there, so they can do without the Bosa. They'll be getting what's the cornerback? They'll be getting him back soon. Right? Couple more weeks.
Sherman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So they'll be getting Sherman back. So by the time they come back on their offensive tools, they still got McKinnon. So you're not going anywhere with running back.
Yep.
They can still run the same kind of plays. He's the same kind of running back, big back, can catch the ball out the backfield.
Yep.
They like to run a lot of screen plays. When you got that, if you don't got the head honcho, if you don't got the general out there, they're not really going to be that affected unless Garoppolo's not there. I didn't see anything in that second string quarterback that scared anybody. The Jets were looking to make turnovers on that guy. What's his name? Keller? What's his name?
Kittle.
Muller?
Wait, from who?
No, Mullen. From
Oh,
San
the
Francisco.
backup? Aw.
Backup quarterback.
Yeah, Mullen.
Now, listen, when Garoppolo went down
'Cause
a couple
Kittle, by the
times,
way-
he came in and did his thing.
By the way, what didn't Kittle go down at one point too?
Kittle's out.
Kittle's out, right?
Yeah.
How long is he out for?
I want to say another 3 to 6.
First game, it was like a nasty hit, like a cheap hit.
Terrible.
They thought.
Yeah, well, they thought it was a cheap hit. He had a concussion, but they took him out of the concussion protocol, and I think he's got something else tweaked, maybe his knee or his ankle or something like that. But
Question is this a product of no preseason?
huge,
Yeah?
huge. Let me ask you: do you think these coaches are using these first 2 games as because I mean the play calling is horrendous across the board for everybody.
I mean,
whether their guys were playing or your guys were hurt, everybody's coach looked like they were deer in headlights.
I have to say,
Come on.
I gotta say, I'm a Cowboys fan.
You're gonna tell me
I
about the punts. You're gonna tell me
love
about
the fake
punts.
punts, bro.
No, it was
I
terrible.
love
They
the
were
fake
bad
punts.
calls.
Come on, man.
Tell
I
me
love
what you
the
would have
fake
said
punts.
if he would have went out there. They would have tried to fake punt and fumbled the ball.
Bro, but you have to understand. Listen, for 10 years, I watched Jason Garrett call mediocre, predictable offensive plays. I have a guy in there now, no preseason. He says
Got balls.
he looks on the field and says, okay, I have Zeke, I have Lamb, I have Cooper, I have Gallup, I have Schwartz, I got Prescott. Oh, I'm in, bro. So he calls it. All I'm saying is, for me, you go 4 on 4th down, you do fake punts, you're in. Bro, it's inspiring. It's something you want to do. It's something you want to see. As a fan, I'm all
Aggressive play call.
in. I love it. I love
like
it.
I like it.
And statistically, 4th and short, statistically, it's on the offense's side.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's 40%.
No, listen, it is higher than
46%, man.
No, it's higher.
You better look that up.
I'm looking it up.
I remember we did this last time.
No. No, you're talking within 4th and 3. It's statistically. Think about this. You know how difficult it is for a defensive team to stop you from getting 10 yards on 4 downs? 4.
No, I got you. I
It's
understand what
almost
you're
near
saying.
impossible.
They were
Come
bad
on.
calls.
It's not bad calls.
They were bad calls.
Craig Bell says Steelers.
I can't
Super
imagine-
Bowl
I can't-
champs. Write that down. Craig Bell said. Super Bowl
Wow.
champs. Write that down.
Wow.
That's major.
I
That's
see
major.
Patrick. I see Big Pat laughing at him.
That's major.
I'm with you, Big Pat.
Listen, Craig. I'm not saying that.
No, they're a solid team,
the
but they're a
Steelers
solid unit every year, in and out.
But
There's somebody you don't want to. You never want to mess with.
The Steelers' defense is much better now. Much improved.
Huge.
Here's the problem. I don't know if you know. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. I don't know if you heard of the guy in your division, Lamar Jackson. Not
don't know
sure.
what you're talking about.
Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. Also, Patrick Mahomes. And by the way, don't sleep on another young Las Vegas Raiders that have been pulling out all the stops, brother. And they got playmakers everywhere.
They look
Waller.
suspect.
What?
They look suspect. I'm going to
What?
tell you, they
just spanked the
played their
Saints.
best games against the prevent defense.
They just spanked the Saints, bro.
Bro, the Saints look suspect too.
Yo, this
telling you.
is crazy.
All right, I'm gonna tell you.
Go ahead.
All right, the number 1 0-2, the number 1 2-0 team that is the most suspect is the Raiders. 100%.
The Raiders, you're telling
Prove me wrong.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to go to Stan. Oh, I can't wait to do this. Prove you wrong. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Now pull
The
up their
most
schedule.
suspect 2-0 team is the Chicago Bears. They beat a
I
team
like the
without
Bears better than the Raiders.
No way.
I like the Bears better than the Raiders. I like
No
their defense.
way!
Their defense is more solid than the Raiders.
You. Bro, you're talking a team with Carr, Josh Jacobs, Waller, Abraham.
All right, I'm not worried about Carr scares
Farrell.
nobody. Carr scares nobody. Josh Jacobs is their only unit, bro.
No.
I'm telling you. That kid Waller looked like a beast. He's good, but I'm telling you, he falls off. He's not gonna turn into the new coming of the old
Bro, this is
Jimmy Graham.
you're telling me
I mean, the kid's a monster.
the Chicago Bears are not more suspect than the Las Vegas.
No,
Oh my!
100%.
I
tell you what. They got one thing going for them. Gruden. They got John Gruden. He's crazy, but he calls a hell of a game. Josh Jacobs. Their line has been revamped. It's a little better now. They got a little stronger at the line, so their running game is good. Their defense is suspect.
Bro, they faced. I can't even believe we're talking about this right now. The Vegas Raiders are number one. The most.
New Orleans
improved
didn't have
team.
Michael Thomas.
They have put up 60.
Do you think? All right, let me ask you. Do you think if they put?
points so
do you think
far.
if Michael Thomas had been there, do you think it would have been a different game?
Dude, the
Would you
Saints
agree?
lost by 10.
Would you agree that it would have been a different game?
Of course, it's a different game. Is it that much different?
100%.
Bro, Breeze
100%.
threw an atrocious interception. Dude, I don't
so you're
care
saying- so
if
you're saying
Randy Moss was
Listen,
there.
and I
the
gotta
ball
tell you,
was going to
Drew
the
Brees
linebacker.
is showing his age now. Drew Brees is showing his age now. But him
Yo.
showing his age, a few blown plays, does not make the Raiders a Super Bowl contender. No, they are definitely a pretender.
Listen, this is I have to.
You watch. Wait till we get to the end of the season.
The 2-0 teams I have.
We'll
I'm
wait
going
till
to
the bye
read you
weeks.
down
We'll
this
just wait
list.
to the bye weeks.
I'm going to read you.
I bet you they're 3-2.
Are you ready? I'm going to read you the 2-0 teams.
I smell it.
The Los Angeles Rams, you're taking over the Raiders.
Yes.
Your shot.
I took them over. I tell you what, I think Dallas is better than the Raiders, and I took the Raiders, the Rams over Dallas.
Okay. First of all, the Cowboys are clearly a better team than the Rams. First game of the season, right?
Talent-wise, roster-wise.
Roster-wise. And the Cowboys had, listen to what I'm going to say.
Okay.
We have the most injured players in the league. We have 12 on the IL. 12, including 2 starters on the offensive line that Aaron Donald made his little, there's a B word that I want to put in there.
Yeah, good point.
Okay?
Good point. Good
Couldn't
point.
stop him.
Good point.
Bro, there was a replay where Aaron Donald actually knocked
Picked him up.
over.
Yeah, he picked him up, threw him on
3
top of
guys
the.
at
Oh,
the
it was
same
terrible.
time.
It was terrible. He threw one on top of the other 2. It was terrible.
We started an
Housed him.
undrafted free agent on the line. So the Rams are 2-0 suspect because you don't know if the defense is going to stay there, if Jared Goff's going to get in his own head eventually. You don't know. They didn't even throw the ball to Cooper Kupp last game. You don't know. So all I'm saying is no Gurley there. Fine, right? Arizona Cardinals, I love them. I think the Arizona Cardinals are the real deal. Love them. Okay, so I'll take Cardinals over Raiders. You agree?
Agree.
Okay. We're going to go Packers.
That's going to be a hell of a shootout, though.
I'm taking Packers over Raiders by default because Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Chicago
Inherited by default. There's a number of people that you could say by default.
Chicago Bears have scored the 4th lowest points in the NFL. And you're taking the Chicago Bears over the Raiders who have scored the 2nd highest total.
This year, yes.
Explain Trubisky over Carr, please.
I can't explain Trubisky.
No,
over
don't-
Carr. It's an
don't
11.
tell me I
it's an
can't.
11-on-11 game, right? It has to be. You have to include the defense as a team. I think the Bears can get luckier than the Raiders, 100%.
I cannot even. I
mean, I'm talking like this much. I'm not talking like, oh, they're a great team. The Chicago Bears suck, but I don't think the Raiders are as real as what they've shown so far.
Bro.
I think that game was a lot closer than the score shows.
By the way, FYI, in the beginning of the game, they were getting their ass kicked all over the field, the Raiders.
I know.
And actually came back and gave up. They ended up winning 34-10, really, based on the points that they scored and gave up. That team is young, is healthy, keeps Carr upright. He's got weapons around him. Waller is emerging as a top tight end option.
I think by the end of the year,
Josh
he'll be top five.
Jacobs-
We'll be talking about him in top 5.
Josh Jacobs is every bit as built as he is a greater running back as we thought he was.
If that line can keep their car up as much as they have the past 2 games, and they can be consistent, which they're not known to be, 3rd, 4th, 5th game, they usually, wet the bed.
You're taking Tannehill over Carr.
Right now, yeah.
Wow.
I'm taking Tannehill over Carr.
Wow.
And by the way, the discussion we had before, let's look at Tannehill. He had Gase, right?
Yeah.
He had Gase, was nobody. And then he went to Tennessee. He's a superstar. Just so you know, that wasn't Gase's product.
I want to.
We got to get rid of that guy.
I just want to point something out to you that I hope smacks you right upside your
Let's do it.
dome.
I got a big dome.
Listen, you realize that the Giants minus arguably the greatest running back in the NFL, Saquon Barkley, minus Saquon Barkley, almost won the game against the Bears team that has the great Khalil Mack and the great Mitch Trubisky. Bro, I'm just
Almost.
telling you.
I don't like Trubisky, man. I'm telling you. But I think them as a team, I think that defense keeps them in games. I think they lose less games by 3 than the Raiders do.
Wow.
I think when the Raiders lose, they lose big.
Can we place can we please place another $100 bet on this?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Because you're already down 200 with those Jets.
Yeah,
Another
listen,
100.
That was me being a homer again. I told you I wasn't sure I was going to be on the show again after that.
I'm trying to get enough here to get a mortgage payment. So because based on what I'm hearing from you, this is easy peasy lemon squeezy, my friend. Because
I'm
you just
telling you.
told me that the Bears were less suspect than the Raiders.
I think the Bears got a better chance of going 9-7 than the Raiders.
Oh my God. This is wild.
just based on defense.
I don't know what just happened. Is my mic even on anymore? You can hear me in the mic?
Hello?
You can still hear me?
Hello?
I mean, I'll scream on yours. I don't even know if my mic's still on. This is wild. I can't even believe this.
I'm telling you, man. All right, so
You're
let me.
wild.
All right, so let's get it. Now we're gonna get into. All right, who's not as real.
on.
All right,
Come on.
Dallas and I know you're waiting for this. Dallas Cowboys.
Nah, they're not. They're Dak Prescott's the quarterback. Stop.
Phenomenal comeback,
Yeah.
or like you said in the post, phenomenal loss by another team.
Nah, phenomenal loss.
I mean, you're looking at. I agree. You're looking at Atlanta.
Phenomenal loss.
Dan Quinn, who used to be, I mean, one of the guys you think of as a top defensive mind. Do you think it's that he can't produce offense? Do
No.
you think it's the players?
What I think happens is they get content. And what I think happens is they fall back on the fact that they smack a team up and then don't follow in what's going on. Don't follow up. And I'm a big believer.
That comes from the head coach, though.
I agree. I'm a big believer. When you have a team reeling, you go all
It was worse
in.
than the Super Bowl.
You go all in. 29-10. The Cowboys looked anemic on offense. Nothing was right. Zeke fumble, drop balls.
Horrible.
Bro, horrible. All I'm saying is when you got a team reeling like that and your offense is clicking, you go all in. Now,
Yeah, you got to keep your foot on the gas, 100%.
Now, I have to say, with all that being said, the offense does have to execute as well in order for the comeback to happen. Was there throws that were made at the end? Yes. Were there runs that were made at the end? Yes. Was there defensive stops that needed to happen to get the ball back? Yes. Was there magic at the end with the onside kick that the Falcons team literally
What was that about? Again, coaching.
No, I know what
Again,
happened. I know what
coach.
happened. I know what happened.
Horrible.
I know what happened. I know what happened.
They're watching the ball.
I figured
waiting
it
for
out.
them to pick it up.
No, dude, I figured it out.
No, you get it. No, you get it.
The Falcons team is so high on social distancing. They wanted to make sure
They weren't
stayed
sure if they could
6
touch
feet
the
away.
ball.
No, because listen, the Falcons are very big on social distancing. Great organization. They wanted to make sure there wasn't that many players.
You had to be 6
huddled
feet away
up.
from the ball.
So everyone had to be 6 feet away, right? And that I have to believe that, the coach said, listen, no matter what, we follow CDC guidelines. We can't have more than 3 guys huddled around the ball. And they didn't jump on it. I got to believe it. But whatever the case is a lot of magic had to happen. And it did. And that's on the offense. That's on special teams also. So you got to give credit where credit is due. A lot of these offensive plays, these 1-yard runs that Dak Prescott had, anybody could have run those in. It happened to be on a QB sneak. He did have a throwing touchdown. He didn't have too many incompletions, and he ended up managing the game very well in the second half. I am tougher on Dak Prescott. The reason why I'm tougher is because when I look around and I see what's out there and I see what the contracts are based on the quarterback, I have to be tougher on the quarterback that I have based on what he wants. Dak Prescott was 34 for 47, 450 yards with a touchdown, 300 yards in the second half when the Falcons stopped playing defense, okay? Only threw 1 touchdown. So for me, I have to say that it's not enough for me. When I watch Russell Wilson put up 5 TDs, Gardner Minshew put up 3,
Superb.
Josh Allen put up 4, Jared Goff put up 3. When I see these
Josh Allen goes beast mode, too.
beast mode. And when I have to watch guys like Kyler Murray run for 2 touchdowns, score and throw for a touchdown, I have to say, where does my guy rank according to this? He has the same exact stats as Cam Newton, a lot of passing yards, 400 passing yards and a touchdown. Same guy. What I'm not getting from Prescott is the same killer instinct to run the ball. And I want to give a shout out to Bro Fluent here. I see Eric Seek in the building. Eric, what's going on? I'm sure Tom is somewhere. I also want to say, your boy told you so. Week 2, Julian Edelman, as I got laughed off my own damn stage. 8 catches, 179 yards.
Yeah, he went ham.
Shove that in your pipe and smoke
But it was in garbage time.
fool.
It was in garbage.
It doesn't matter.
That
I
was terrible.
told you.
I was watching that game like, oh god, now we gotta hear it.
Nah, because you know what, dude? Because I sit here and
You called it. You called it.
go. I picked Lamb, he went off. Cooper, he went off. These guys have been going off. Julian Edelman, 8 catches, 179 yards. My guy is telling me he's going to have 70 catches. My guy's going to have 70 catches through 6 games. Stop it.
Listen, your offense keeps falling asleep the whole first half of every game. Then, yeah, you're going to be doing a lot of comeback in garbage time.
But what I say, though,
But you called it.
I said,
You said Edelman's going to be a beast.
because Cam Newton's not going to throw
Just
the
by
ball down the
usage.
field. That's
Just
it.
by usage.
That's it. Bro,
Dink and dump. And no, all right, so when you said that, it was before, right? Before we start. Yeah,
Right
I
here.
got you. Right, right here.
Yeah.
So before you said that, right? You had Edelman, you had a couple other people. Now, what you call it? We were talking about Edelman going off, right?
Yep.
And we were laughing at you.
Absolutely.
But now you got James White hurt. And I think that's probably one of the major reasons. Not that he wouldn't have had a fair game the past couple games, because he's their number one. He's Cam Newton's go-to on the flank, right? But with White going down,
White hasn't been there.
bro, I know.
But I'm saying he didn't go down. White hasn't been there.
But
Julian Edelman is
I'm just saying they don't have any other weapons. So I agree with you.
Julian Edelman has been a beacon of consistency. And the thing about Julian Edelman also that people sleep on is the overall grittiness of Julian Edelman and his ability to find the creases. Now, here's the thing. Wes Welker was never the most talented wide receiver. Small, undersized, but
Strong hands.
strong hands, and was in the right place at the right time all the time and was not afraid to go over the middle. His career ended because of concussions, okay? Reminds me of a Wayne Corbett, okay?
enough.
Julian Edelman is a gritty type of dude
Scrappy.
who does not
He's
care
scrappy.
to mix it in before the whole, whatever it is, I'm going to go out there and fight with the best of them. So for me, Cam Newton is saying to myself, I bet on myself for 1 year. I took $84 and change to be the quarterback of the Patriots to 2 things: build my stats, build my reputation up. Because he wants a long-term contract, which I believe will actually come from the Patriots, by the way. And I believe Cam Newton is there for another 5 years.
If he stays healthy, he can do it.
And I believe Cam Newton wins a Super Bowl with them. And I'm telling you this.
You know what? I wouldn't put it past him.
I'm telling you this.
With a coach like Bill Belichick, he gets the most out of every player, no matter what. Even when Brady was there and they had no defense and no offense, people were saying, "Oh, they had." I mean, I was a culprit too, being a Jet fan. Oh no, he's got nothing. He's got no weapons. He's got no nobodies. Guess what? They still win a Super Bowl like that.
I'm just telling you. Listen, it is all about. I'm just saying. It's all about, for me. I told you this before. I look at the history and the laws of average. Sports are the laws of average. If there's a 300 batter in baseball and he's batting 240, but he's always batted 300, by the end of the season, laws of average tell me he will be batting 300.
It'll work itself out.
Yes. And in football, if there is a guy who starts out slow, I feel at some point in time he will get going and end up wherever it is. Do we have a phone call?
That depends on the position.
Was that something that said we had a phone call? Somehow, Pablo, we have a phone call. Put him through. I don't know if we do. I saw something in large letters said phone call.
It's probably Andy. Andy saying James White isn't hurt. He had a death in his family. Yeah, it was his. I want to say his father, or his father-in-law, something like that. He lost somebody in a car accident.
Okay, I mean,
R.I.P. to his family members. You know.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but we're talking. At that point, it's semantics. We're talking. He wasn't there.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Death is much worse than an injury, so that's unfortunate. But I mean, for me, we're just talking semantics. He didn't have him. Period. That's what we were going off of. So, I'm just saying that it is what it is, and I knew Julian Edelman would be there. So, when you're talking fantasy football, and I look at the guys, that's why I don't draft guys like Derrick Henry. When you have a good year, 2 good years, I'm not sold on it yet. I need guys that are there all day, all the time. When James Conner came on board and he filled in for Le'Veon Bell, if you remember at the end of the year, he started to phase out a little bit and he wasn't really durable. The next season, I didn't want to draft him because I'm like, you know what? More than likely, he's going to be hurt again. Last year, he was hurt. Benny Snell was in there. Johnson was in there. They kept filling guys.
I mean, he's a tough kid. I mean,
Nah,
he's been
come
through
on.
chemo.
His story's amazing.
No,
his
story's
story's
phenomenal.
amazing.
I mean, he's been through chemo. He's fighting cancer. He's a cancer survivor.
Dude's a stud.
But absolutely. But I mean, they all running backs are becoming expendable.
There's no
That's
way.
what I feel. The running backs are becoming expendable.
There's no way you pay a running back top dollar.
Can't.
You can't. There's no way you
The
pay.
position sustains too many injuries.
It's crazy, bro. Here's the thing, dude. Zeke is a gamer. He's a great running back. The guy gets, 80-something yards one week, 90-something yards the next week. He gets a touchdown, 89 yards, whatever. Okay, I get it. Listen, I like it, right? But I truly feel in an offense, in the right offense with a line, you can plug people in there. A few years ago, Zeke, he was suspended, and Darren McFadden ran for 1,000 yards that year.
Yeah, on 8 games.
So the fact of the matter is when you have a big offensive line and an offensive scheme that is conducive to a good running back environment, you can plug and play. This is why the Patriots are historically great. This is also why the Jets are historically bad.
Horrible.
The Jets have never been a place where a quarterback is successful. Therefore,
Ever.
no matter who you have there, he always is put into a bad situation, a la Sam Darnold.
I mean, it goes for almost every New York organization, except for maybe the Yankees. And look at the Mets. I mean, we get stars, we let them go, they become something somewhere else. Go to championships, win chips, Cy Youngs, no hitters. Talk to you later.
That's it. And I got to ask you now, as a Jets fan,
Do it.
I got to ask you.
Do it, because I'm on fire. These Jets really.
So I know Gase is the problem. I know you're going to tell me that. Okay, and by the way,
Oh, perfect timing. Jeff O'Prandy's on. Here we go.
I'm 100%. I'm 100% in with you. Gase is the problem.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
He's the root of all evil in New York.
I also ask you this. I said this to you. Traditionally, when an organization is bad for a long period of time, they're bad no matter what at the end of the day. I said I could never believe in a team like the Jets because the Jets are a New York team, and I'm going to tell you why it's different for the Giants, so hear me out.
Andy Williams says the Giants or Jets are both dumpster fires.
The Jets are a New York team that plays in New Jersey that is always second fiddle to the Giants. And if the Jets had their own stadium, a separate site with their own fans and a separate entity, it would sort of solidify who they are. Every New York person will always tell you it's the same dynamic as Yankees Mets. New York is a Yankees town.
I don't know. I wouldn't agree with that.
Bro, 27 championships, the greatest
No,
players.
That doesn't mean.
It does.
That doesn't mean.
It does.
If you took a poll, it'd be fairly 50.
No shot.
Nope.
There's no shot.
I'm telling you.
I'm a Met fan.
Statistically,
There's no shot.
I'm with you. I've done this statistic with my dad. I've checked like all the polls. I'll bring it up for you. Next show I'll have all the stats for you.
Bring the polls.
But yeah,
Is this going to be the same poll? Is this going to be the same poll that told me that American Indians were pissed off at the name Redskins? Because if it was the same poll, it's fictional.
No, it's not.
Okay, because I don't need that shit here on my
Nah,
plate.
dude. Nah.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, the fact is New York is a Giants town, is a Yankees
I gotta
town,
say it is a Giants
is a Rangers town. Period.
I gotta say it is a Giants town.
And as much
When it comes to football, even in my family, everybody knows like, oh, it's all right, big little brother. We'll beat up the Patriots for you. I get it every year from my little brother.
Bro, the Mets are literally the Mets. There's more Philly fans than Giants and Jets fans, if we're going to be honest.
Cohen.
Yeah, we know there's more Philly. We're not talking about Philadelphia. We're talking about the dynamic of the Giants and Jets. That's what I get that. Philly, by the way, there's more Philly fans because there's only one Philly team. There's two New. Bro, what does that even mean?
There's 3 New York teams.
Yeah, with Buffalo.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, New York. The fact of the matter is the Giants have historically been a better team than the Jets throughout history. The Yankees are the greatest baseball franchise in the history of baseball.
That's facts.
And the Rangers are one of the greatest hockey franchises in all of the NHL. It's one of the originals. So when you're talking New York sports, and by the way, this is why people even follow the Knicks. I see Dan Monopoly on here. The reason why people follow the Knicks, because they're also a dumpster fire. The reason why people follow the Knicks is because they play at the Mecca. They're in the heart of New York, Madison Square Garden, New York Knicks. This is what people hold on to. So the fact is the only thing you can tell me about Jets football is a drunk alcoholic who made a prediction in 1968, and they won a Super Bowl.
Love you, Joe.
And the fact of the matter is since then we have seen 4 Giants Super Bowls. We've seen some of the greatest coaches.
0 Jets.
We've seen some of the greatest defenses come out, some amazing players come out, and all you can tell me is you drafted a quarterback that brought you to 2 AFC championships, ran into someone else's ass, and fumbled the ball. And I'll tell you right now, you produced a Darrelle Revis, did nothing. You had a
That
guy
had to go to New England to win a chip.
you had one of the greatest running backs in Curtis Martin, nothing. So the fact of the matter is
And he originally was a Patriot.
when you're a bad, yeah, he was, and he went to the Super Bowl. When
right.
you're bad, when you're a bad
Historically
franchise, you end up messing other people up, and that's how it works. And that's exactly why Jason Garrett and the Cowboys have been mediocre for 25 years. Because before Jerry Jones decided to puff his stupid little chest out like he was the greatest owner of all time, he let guys like Jimmy Johnson do what he wanted to do, a great football mind, build a team, make trades, trade Herschel Walker into 48 draft picks, and win Super Bowl.
Greatest trade of all time, by the way. Any sport.
Thank you, Minnesota Vikings, for being the dumbest NFL franchise ever. So the fact is bad franchises create bad environments which create bad product. And that's why when ownerships change or leadership changes, you get a much better vibe, a la LA Clippers. The owner was a racist bigot, sold the team, now in contention. You hire Doc Rivers, the face of your organization changes, the whole complexity of it changes. Guys want to go there to play for you. Before that, who was going to LA?
Nobody.
They were all going to Lakers.
It was where people went to LA to die.
That's it. So this is what it is. So the fact is as a Mets fan, I already know I am the stepchild. I'm the little brother to the New York Yankees. And by the way, I'm okay with that. You want to know why I'm okay with that? Because I don't have to be a sheep. I don't have to follow everybody else. Does it pain me deep in my soul that I have to watch the Yankees win every freaking year? Yeah, it pains me.
They might be going there again.
Of course. And it's a good segue right into Yankees baseball, bro.
Bro, they're surging.
They're surging.
Huge.
Is anybody hotter than the New York Yankees right now?
Nobody.
Bro, that team is on fire. That team was 500, almost 500 a couple weeks ago. They're 32-23, locked up a playoff spot, and they are poised for a deep run. Voit is hitting out of his mind.
Sanchez better get himself together. They're going to trade him.
Sanchez is dog Duke.
Garbage.
Dog Duke.
Still a deer in headlights.
Have you ever seen a guy that questions himself more when he's up at the plate?
Nope.
Atrocious.
He looks lost.
But we have
He's lost at the plate. He's also lost behind the plate. I think that worries me more than the bat. Because bat people go in slumps. People, get streaky. And then, you know what? They learn to tweak something the following year. I mean, it's for the good or the bad, right?
Yep.
Look at Alonso. Alonso, home run king. Have a nice day. Went into a slump this year. It could go either way. The defense is one thing that is fundamental in baseball. When you can't play defense, when you're losing the ball, when you're dropping foul balls, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't be the catcher of the New York Yankees. Be dropping foul balls behind you. No way.
Can you tell me though? I want to read the current playoff matchups. Can you tell me if these Yankees really messed things up and got the toughest draw? You ready? Number 1 Rays are slated to face the Blue Jays. Blue Jays are a nice team, young, but they're
like
not
the
going to
Rays.
beat the Rays.
They're not going to beat the Rays.
White Sox, Indians. White Sox.
White Sox.
A's and the cheating scandal Astros that found their way in.
I'm going to tell you, the A's look good.
The A's look good.
The A's look good.
But they can never win in the playoffs.
They never, again, remember we were talking, historical value. Historical value.
Thank you.
When was the last time they did anything? Eckersley?
Thank you. So I'm going Astros.
I hate it when I have to prove your point right.
The A's are a better team, but the A's do not win in the playoffs. Sorry, ladies and gents.
Historical.
A's, you're out. Or as the great Vince McMahon would say, you're fired. Next up, the number 4 versus the number 5. Could you get a worse drawing? The Twins versus the Yankees, bro. Oof. Oof. I'm going Twins.
Yeah, I could see how you're going Twins if the Yankees bats are starting to wake up.
They are. They're up.
But I mean if their bats can stay consistent, man, they can really keep up and they can make it a big ball game.
I agree.
Once they make it a big ball game, they can't. And I mean, they get ahead 3-4 runs. It's going to be very difficult. Very difficult. Because the Yankee starters, Yankees aces can hold 3, 4, 5 innings. Solid.
Picking the Yankees here, you're getting no argument from me. I see it. So that's, by the way, I truly feel like this is a coin toss, so I'm good with it.
That's a 50-50. Again, the bats got to stay live. Bats don't got to stay live. Their pitching can't hold people out. Can't hold people down.
And I am going to, by the way,
relief pitching.
I'm going to replay what I said before the season started. Both of my teams are going to the playoffs. I said Padres were winning the World Series, and I said the White Sox were going to the playoffs. Both are there. Here we go.
Yep.
Dodgers, Brewers. Dodgers.
All day.
Dodgers. It's easy. Braves, Reds. Braves. Cubs, Marlins. Cubs.
I got to go Cubs.
Padres, Cardinals.
Padres.
Top 4 seeds, sweep it. Okay. I like it.
Fair.
So that's
Sweet. Yeah.
sweep across the board. Okay. By the way, those Dodgers are man, bro. They are one hell of a team, and I'll tell you, I knew they were good, right? We all knew they were good. We all knew they were a powerhouse. 39-16. Hear this one, and don't fall off your chair when I tell you this,
Imagine what their stats would look like on a full season,
bro. In 60 games, are you ready? This
Hit
is
me.
the most staggering stat. I'm 34 years old. I've been watching sports since the time I was 4, like
He's
an
a young buck.
actual
Young
sports
buck.
fan. Their runs scored allowed, differential
dun.
is 124 in 60 games.
Damn.
Bro, 100. The next closest person is 82.
Wow.
It's the Padres.
Monster.
Bro, that's incredible.
And I like the Padres.
Across the league, the Cardinals are plus 25. Cardinals are plus 13. Cubs are plus 25. Astros are plus 7. Plus 42. Plus 56. Bro, plus 124. Look at this. Could you even imagine, bro? And this is where it shows you how good this team is and how much home field doesn't matter. At home, they're 17-8. On the road, 22-8.
Wow.
Doesn't matter.
Solid ball club.
This team is dynamic. They're monsters. 124 is staggering.
Solid, bro.
I can't even believe it. So, I mean,
That's an astronomical difference.
it's wow,
82?
bro. 124 and 82 is the next.
Wow.
42 run score allowed differential between them and the second top team.
Bananas.
And you think the Yankees bats are alive, bro. The Yankees run differential is 60. The Dodgers is double. Incredible. Yankees, by the way, are 11-16 on the road. And they're going to be on the road in a
Do you
best
think?
of 3
Do you
series.
think that's what's gonna cave them?
They're on the road, best of 3.
Well, let's see.
Wow.
See if the bats can hold up on the road.
Let's see. I mean, the Yankees right now are, like we said, surging 8-2 in their last 10. They're really on fire, but I don't know if they hold up, man. I don't know if they hold up. We'll see. We'll definitely see how it ends up being. The Mets,
I think they can.
Mets have a brand new owner.
Yes.
Finally,
Thank you, Jesus.
in Mr. Cohen, out Will Ponds. This lets you know that there is one thing good that happened in 2020. One.
Cohen.
Cohen. What's the first thing you do as the Mets' new owner?
From one extreme to the other. COVID to Cohen.
COVID to Cohen. What do you do as the new Mets owner? What is the first thing you do? Except for take everything that has the Wilpons name down. What's the second thing you do?
Man, you gotta move some people. You gotta create cap space and spend some money.
Really? Create cap space. I'm going to hit you with this. I saw this. I thought it was quite the headline. Dominic Smith has been dynamic for the Mets. Dynamic. A lot of guys follow him as a leader. A lot of guys follow his play and his love of the game. They love him.
Dominic Smith or who?
Dominic Smith has the most RBIs on the Mets, is batting .315, second highest average, and has 9 home runs. Do you keep Dominic Smith over Pete Alonso, or do you get rid of Dominic Smith, the leader, for a trade asset, as a trade asset? How you lose on a team
Okay.
with Jeff McNeil, Dominic Smith, Pete Alonso, Brandon Nimmo?
Bro, this is what I was telling you last week. Number one, you look at that lineup, that scares pitchers. That's a lineup nobody wants to go up against. It's consistent. All the way through. Imagine. So is our pitching harder in our division? Why can't we keep, I don't understand. Is it because they're young and still need to learn a thing or two? What are we missing? We got monster bats. We should be the home run leaders in the league. Nimmo's on fire now. Where was he in the beginning?
I'm saying you get rid of Pete Alonso. First thing you do, he's batting .209. First thing you do
He's asleep.
is you come in as the Mets owner and you say, we're here to win for a long time. Long time. We're going to do everything it takes to win. And it's going to start exactly how Theo Epstein started it with the Cubs. He traded the assets they had, built up the farm system, and he got
Proof is in the pudding.
Rizzo and Bryant. Okay? And you have a young team and
They
Baez,
won the chip.
and they want a chip. You come in,
And an organization that hadn't won it in, what was it, 80 years? 100 years? 108
104
years? Or
something like that. Yeah, 108, whatever it was. So you break it down to build it up, but you do it the right way. I'm in favor of it. What I think you need to do is you need to start with the farm system immediately. And that's how I feel. I love Pete Alonso. I think he was a phenomenal story for us last year. I think Brody Van Wag, I cannot wait till this ass clown is out
Ugh,
and we get a real baseball mind in there.
absolutely.
I can't wait, and it's going to happen.
When Van Wagner's got to go.
And I'm telling you,
Anybody a part of the old regime's got to go.
got to go.
Anybody in the office that had anything to do with the Wilpons, you got to bring them out of there.
Bring back Omar Minaya.
If Mickey leaves, you got to get Goofy out. You got to get, you got to get all the rest of the
Got to get him out. Bring back Omar Minaya.
bunch of clowns.
I'm just saying.
I like Omar.
I love him. Eye for talent. By the
Huge
way,
eye.
get anybody from the A's franchise. Get anybody from the Rays franchise. Get anybody from the White Sox franchise. Anybody. All of these guys that found this young talent and built up these teams, you should overpay for a baseball mind like that.
Who are you replacing? Who else are you replacing? Because it's not just going to be Alonso.
No, I mean,
Because Alonso's value's dropped already.
I know. It's,
Would you say he's batting 209?
Yeah.
208, 208 in a Hazel?
Eric.
Who else you
Eric's very young, so he's saying Omar Minaya. He doesn't know who Omar Minaya was. Omar Minaya was the Mets GM for a long time and produced greats such as Harvey, Syndergaard, Matz, guys that you've heard of, I'm sure,
Jake?
and DeGrom, all these guys.
Cy Young winners.
So he had an eye for talent, and he was what really produced for the Mets. And unfortunately, him and ownership, as always, did not see eye to eye. He was the GM for a long time, and they ended up going separate ways. I think he took another job somewhere, as he should have.
Absolutely.
And
Probably paid him more.
probably paid him more. And he's great. Says it here. He's a Dominican baseball executive, he's the special assistant to the general manager of the New York Mets. But this guy needs to be in the position. He was great. So once we have a guy like that back, we can start to push forward. That's how I feel about it. So Omar, we'll welcome you back. Wait, is that a phone call? Do we actually have a phone call here?
Oh, we got a live one.
We'll see. If there is, put him through. If not, I'm not just going to stare at the screen forever and hope it comes through.
I'll stare you talk.
Yep.
Oh,
You.
what's going on? Who do we got?
What's going on? It's Eric Sika.
Eric,
What's up, brother?
What's going
What's up,
on?
brother?
Yo, first of all, Omar Minaya, not Omar Minya.
I was typing quick, man.
Edelman.
Yo, you can't be Latino and be messing that name up, bro.
Edelman, I told you. But we'll get past that. Talk to me, Eric. What's on your mind?
Hey, it's honestly because I'm calling to talk baseball because I'm not the biggest baseball guy, but when I hear Omar Minaya come up, I got to ask you why, man. I'm a Mets fan, too. I'm not the only one here, but I got to know what makes you think Omar Minaya.
He brings in talent, man.
That's the guy that signed Oliver Perez, man.
By the way, whoa, Timeout.
Again, another guy that left the Mets organization and actually got developed.
First of all, did you see Oliver Perez at the time? Oliver Perez at the time was a very, very good middle of the bullpen, middle of the pitching rotation pitcher.
2 innings.
Left-handed in the National League. Very good signing for the Mets in a team that's trying to make a playoff push. By the way, when Minaya was
And
there,
they overused him.
was always in the mix. So I understand what you're saying, but so you know, Cashman, as a Yankee, also signed guys like Carl Pavano, bro. So every GM is entitled to have.
I understand. I feel that, but I'm saying I've seen Oliver Perez. I've seen Jason Bay. I've seen him swing and miss, figuratively and literally, on so many guys that I agree with you with your first take.
Yeah.
Fresh blood. I agree with Mercado. Bring everyone new. Send Wags out. If you want to ship Alonso for stuff, ship Alonso for stuff.
Ship him.
But, I mean, Omar Minaya just feels like a rotation
So-
of the old guard, and I think we need something new, man.
So hold on. So Omar Minaya convinces Pedro Martinez to sign with the Mets. He convinces to recruit and get Carlos Beltran, who was one of the greatest Mets. Okay? And why? Because I say it all the time. I've been consistent in what I've said. When you have somebody of a minority background, ethnicity, guys of the same ethnicity and background are more likely to follow because they share the same cultural beliefs and loves
There's an
and passions.
understanding.
There's an understanding.
100%.
So Minaya comes in a predominantly Spanish league, okay, Hispanic league, and he
definitely
convinced
attracts
his
names.
greats to join him. Are people going to swing and miss? By the way, Oliver Perez was hurt the first year he was with the Mets. He went 1-3. By the way, his first full season went 15-10 with a 3.5 ERA. So don't tell me that that's a guy who swings and misses, because right now I would do anything for a guy that was 15-10. The next year he
Oh,
went
tell me about
10-7. So dude, you can't point out things. When he was with Pittsburgh, 12-10, 7-5, it was a good addition for the Mets for very cheap. They didn't overpay. Cashman paid $40 million for Pavano.
All right, what about
$128
Jason
million
Bay?
for Ellsbury.
Because Jason Bay is one of the biggest busts that we've ever signed there. And I'm just saying, hey man, I got no issue with it. I mean, I get what you're saying about with the Omar having a connection with players and stuff like that. But is he the only guy that has a connection with players? That's my only point. Like,
No, he's not.
We can't find someone new. We can't get some new blood to really rejuvenate the Mets.
Touche,
Because
fair
that's
enough.
when
But this
Willie
is
Randolph,
this
and
is
we got
what
no rings out of it.
this
There's
is.
no rings out of it. So we can talk about Beltran and Pedro all we want, but I'm looking at.
But
no
we had
rings
a
the same
shot.
way Beltran looked
Do
at
we
that
have a
pitch
shot
up the
now?
middle.
But hold on a second. Hold on, dude. Jason Bay, 3 times on the MVP ballot, Silver Slugger winner, 3-time All-Star,
Jason Bay.
Rookie of the Year. Hold on. The year before the Mets signed him, we always want big free agents, which we never get. You're blaming somebody for signing a guy that hit 36 home runs, 119 RBIs. You're blaming him for signing a guy who was on the MVP ballot, an All-Star and Silver Slugger. You're blaming a guy for taking a chance on a guy that just had his best statistical year of his career at 31 years old.
Listen,
In the prime.
hindsight's 2020, but at the time it was a good move.
Come on,
It
brother.
was a good move.
Of course it
Well,
was.
well, then can't you say the closer Diaz was a good move?
No!
Coming off
No!
his career,
No.
No.
Seattle, we all
No,
know that was
bro.
a horrible
No,
decision.
Nah,
no, because because the year before that, he had the most blown saves in
Yep.
baseball.
Diaz is known to collapse.
So let me ask you a question. He's 2 years. One of them, the most blown saves. The next one, the most saves. We just talked about on the show the laws of average.
Will always work themselves out.
Why would you end up selling the farm for a Cano's contract to get Diaz when you don't know what you're getting. The
Hey, I don't
laws
like
of
Brody
average.
either. I'm not trying to justify him. I'm just saying.
But
new
you
blood
are.
All around.
But-
New blood all around. Cohen, bring in Cohen's people. Anyone connected with the Wilpons, like Mercado said, gotta go.
Gotta go.
Done with them.
I'm
And
good.
Omar's connected with the Wilpons, unfortunately.
I'm good with it, but listen, I'm good with it, and this is exactly. I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna get killed for this. I love my wife, okay, but this is what she does. I say a
Be careful
story.
now.
I say a story, and the last thing she hears the only sentence she wants to hear. So I say on
Selective hearing.
I say on the radio, which Eric Seek is very good at, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I say, why don't we get anybody from the Rays, from the White Sox, from the A's? And the only thing he heard was Omar Minaya. Eric, all I'm saying, bro, is I said get anybody new, and then at the end I said I would take Omar Minaya at the end of it, and you're calling me up to tell me I'm like.
I understand. He makes a point. You want to get somebody new, some fresh blood, get somebody similar, but he means
I
you
said
need
that.
you need a great baseball mind.
Yeah.
What he's saying is, what John's saying is, get a great baseball mind, get somebody who's going to attract the players, somebody who the players going to want to work with, right?
Oh yeah, no.
Well, Eric's
I
in a
agree
bad
with
mood.
that,
His
man.
Islanders
Eric
got
is-
eliminated.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't know.
Jets are
Baseball is
terrible.
not my
Islanders got
expertise.
eliminated.
But when I'm listening to y'all talk about the Mets, first thing I hear, you're right. All I heard was Omar Minaya. I went, oh, I know that guy.
Well, that's
That was it.
bro. As a guy,
I've seen him make mistakes. I know I don't want that guy.
as a guy who has his own podcast.
By the way, everybody's going to make mistakes.
Everybody.
Everybody.
As a guy who has his
For
own
like 10
podcast,
years, though.
don't you want everyone to listen to everything you're saying except for one sentence? Isn't that your goal? Your goal is your content is to be so good that everyone listens to everything on it because you want them to digest everything you said in your own podcast. If you don't want that, if you want them to listen to one sentence, what I'm going to tell you is say an outrageous sentence like something racist, okay? And have everyone be like, "Oh my God," and they'll listen. They'll listen to that one sentence. If you want them to follow everything you're saying, you can't be the guy that listens to something else and only hears Omar Minaya. I literally said, get young minds from any other team, and Omar Minaya was last on my list, bro. Bottom. He was at the bottom.
I understand that, man, and I got you, and I'm with you. You a better baseball mind than me, no
But
doubt.
Don't be so
once
salty.
Once I heard Omar, I just had to ask.
Don't be
no crucifixion.
Don't be so
I just
salty.
had to ask, what's going
Listen.
on with Omar? That was it. But I see where you stand, man. I feel you, and I actually got to run, so I'm gonna hit you next time we do the podcast. All right? Hopefully we can connect. And
Absolutely.
I appreciate your
Absolutely.
insight, man.
Thanks for the call, brother.
Absolutely, bro. We'll catch you
I
later.
got you, man. I'll see y'all.
Later, buddy. Listen, this guy's he has a podcast himself. He's been on the show a few times. Him and Tom DiFilippo, good guys. And listen, I know he called because he was a little salty because the Islanders got eliminated. The Jets are trash. It's been a tough week, and I am sympathetic, and I try and empathize with guys who go through weeks like that. And Eric, I feel bad, bro. I do. There's nothing we could do about it, so we got to move on. That's all that there is to it. We have to move past it. So this is I want to get into something else here. I do want to touch base. We also have the Stanley Cup Finals going on.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're tied 1-1.
Competitive.
1-1.
Keeping it close.
We have a case, in my opinion, of David and Goliath. Goliath, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning, hard-hitting, good defense, clearly bigger and stronger, okay? We have the young, up-and-coming Dallas Stars with the young guns of Seguin and Jamie Benn.
Can they last?
Can they last? Can offense truly show that it's better than defense in the NHL? I think I said earlier, we talked, I picked the Avalanche to win the Stanley Cup, and the Stars beat the Avalanche. I also said that the playoffs, to me, it was conducive to a positive environment for a team like the Stars because they're young, they're hungry, they're brand new, right? So it was easy. I felt like it was easier for them. My question is, does Tampa Bay pull it off, redeem themselves from last year's opening series debacle?
They fell apart.
Or do the Stars really upset this team? Who do you think?
I think the Lightning. I think the Lightning makes a comeback. I think they make a couple statement games. They've already played hell of a defense.
Yeah.
I saw some of the highlights, and when you say hard hitting, man, when these guys check you into the glass, man, it's terrible.
I know.
It's like I can't imagine these young guys were ready for this kind of hockey. It's a hell of a physical game.
Yep. When you have guys like,
It may come down just to coaching.
it's true, but when you have guys like Kucherov on your team, Hedman and Braden Point, Stamkos didn't even play, their best player. When you have guys like this on your team, and they're doing what they're doing, making up for the captain not being there in Stamkos, you just realize how good the team is overall. I just don't see another squad. I just don't see the Stars being. I want them.
I don't
to.
think the Stars have the depth.
I don't think so either.
They're not deep.
I don't think they're physical enough. I think guys like Jamie Benn and Seguin are not built for this type of hockey.
No. Playoff hockey.
And this is what it is, man. Honestly,
It's the real deal.
Yep, it's crazy. By the way, Kucherov is unconscious right now. 28 points in the playoffs. It's staggering. So he's killing it, and that's how it looks in playoff hockey, man. I also wanted to say before, I wanted to touch on it. Big Pat sent me something.
How many? If you agree that the Lightning's take it.
I agree.
What-
Lightning take it.
All right. So how many games?
I'm saying Lightning take it 4-2.
You think?
I think Stars win one more. I think it's 4-2.
I don't think they win one more.
4-1. You're saying?
Yep.
By the way, Vegas had Lightning winning the series plus 650, 4-1. You should place that bet.
Yeah.
You should place another $100 so you don't lose it to me. You could lose it to Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm slowly turning to Vegas. So here's what I want to ask you. I meant
Hit
to
me.
ask you. I meant to ask you before.
All right.
So we were talking about the 2-0 teams.
2-0.
I want to talk about the best 0-2 teams. So I want to talk about what teams really shouldn't be 0-2 and what you think what you think is the best 0-2 team out there. Okay?
Okay. Run them down.
The Panthers are 0-2. I think they should be 0-2. They are a bad team.
I think they're middle of the pack. I think their defense is not middle of the pack. I think it's the end of the run. They need to retool their whole defense. From the guys up front all the way to the linebackers and D-backs. They got to start all over. Everybody's going to be scoring on them. I think they're less than middle of the pack. I think they fight a lot on offense. They try to make gadget plays, especially with players like Robbie Anderson. You know what I mean? They getting that lucky deep ball here and there. They can't sustain that kind of play. I don't think they're going to be winning too many games.
What do you feel about the Atlanta Falcons 0-2? They're definitely better than an 0-2 team.
They're better than an 0-2 team. I think they're a 1-1 team.
They're a 1-1 team.
I think they should be
Mid-
1-1.
So overall 8-8. You'd put them middle. Okay.
Yes.
This one for me is my biggest disappointment so far. Minnesota Vikings 0-2.
Bro.
By far.
What? It's the injuries. I think their biggest injury to themselves was losing Diggs.
I'm stunned at a big defense that was supposed to be the end all be all.
Anthony Barr's hurt.
They
Their
trade.
leader, their capitan.
They trade for Njoku.
That was a good pickup.
Huge. Supposed to be. They've given up 71
Kid's a
points.
monster.
They've given up 71 points. By the way, the most in the NFL. The most. That to me
What
is
are
the
they,
biggest
32nd
surprise.
32nd
Yep.
in the passing defense.
Yep. The most in the NFL.
Lost cornerback. Lost Anthony Barr.
Anthony Barr.
Defensive end. Right.
Detroit Lions. Are the Detroit Lions really an 0-2 team?
Yes.
Okay.
I think Detroit Lions based on division.
Now, I'm going to give you this is a tricky one. Philadelphia Eagles. And this is why it's tricky. I don't know if there's ever been a team in the history of the NFL. I actually don't know. I truly don't know. That has had more injuries on their offense and defense. I've never seen it. Bro, their backup guard to the backup guard is also injured.
Yep.
Carson Wentz can't stay upright.
He can't stay upright even one game.
And they're 0-2. Are they really this bad?
I think right now, due to injuries, yeah, they're this bad.
Dude, is Carson Wentz the franchise quarterback for them? Bro, they put up 36 points so far. It's very bad.
Listen, they put up 36 points. I think he's better than 36 points again.
Okay.
I think talent-wise, they have a couple of key players that they can build around, but they need to retool a lot. And their defense has fallen off since they went to the Super Bowl.
Josh Schroeder says Chiefs are the best team. So obviously, I mean, listen, I'm not going to say we have to be like Bill Nye the Science Guy to understand or break that down to get that Patrick Mahomes the best player.
Yep.
And the Chiefs all around look like the most dominant team again. They kept a lot of pieces, right? So we could say that, but
Offense is explosive.
I will tell you though, Schroeder, that there is, if teams follow the same blueprint to stop Mahomes as the Chargers did, they're not far and beyond the best team. I would put the Seattle Seahawks there. Russell Wilson, to me, is the best player in the NFL right now.
I think he has been for a couple of years.
I like that take.
I think he has been for a couple of years. Tell me who's more athletic, young, old, doesn't matter. Who's doing more than on the field for his team than Russell Wilson?
No, I agree with you. All right, Russell Wilson, he makes up for a bad defense. He makes up for a suspect run offense. The guy never has big weapons. Now he has DK Metcalf.
He's got three different tight ends that he throws touchdowns to every game.
It's sick. By the way, DK Metcalf is sick.
Monster.
The
That
fact
kid's a
that-
beast.
The fact that teams passed up on him because they said that he couldn't run routes is a joke.
That's terrible.
Why do you need him to run routes? Just run down the field and catch the ball, big
just
man.
take the top off, man.
Are you kidding me?
And a guy that big, who do you want? Let me ask you, who do you want? You want a tall, lanky guy that can run real fast to go out there and try to put up that corner catch? No, I want DK Metcalf. He's a monster. You seen that guy with his shirt off? My God.
It's crazy. DK Metcalf is a beast. So, for me, I'm taking DK Metcalf. I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks. By the way, the Seattle Seahawks are the best 2-0 team, in my opinion.
They are a true 2-0 team.
They are true 2-0.
They added Jamal Adams, like you said, all right? Got a couple players. Lost a couple players, but no matter what, that guy Russell always comes up with the W.
How about the Houston Texans 0-2? By the way, toughest schedule. They played
I
the
was gonna
Chiefs
say-
and the Ravens 1-2.
And they've been playing some hard-nosed football, and they've been fighting, but they've been getting chewed up at the line of scrimmage. They've been getting destroyed at the line of scrimmage. They got a little bit of running game. David Johnson scoring, and when they're within the 20, but they can't get within the 20. You know what I mean? So, what do you?
I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised that they're 0-2.
How many? I mean, what? I think they're an 0-2 team.
They are 0-2. I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. You know who surprised me before we?
I'm surprised they haven't kept it closer.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
yeah. I
I'm
agree.
surprised they haven't kept it closer
I agree with that.
because they got some dynamic weapons on the team. Brandon Cooks.
I think I think we can agree the Jets are the worst team in football. Correct?
Facts.
Okay. I think we can agree with that. I think the second worst team in football is the Panthers. I think the third, because of the injuries, are the Broncos. Just because of the injuries. Sutton, Locke, Von Miller. These are major key losses that a team cannot overcome.
I don't think the Vikings are overcoming their
Wow.
their injuries. I think the next team would be the Vikings.
Wow. Nah, the Giants. The Giants.
All right. So, all right, let's keep that because Giants and Bears to me are going to be right in that same echelon there. So, beyond that,
Bengals are 0-2. You think they're better? I think they're a better team.
I got to tell you that I think they're a 1-1 team.
And by the way,
I think they had a chance to come back and win that game.
Burrows looks great.
He's clean.
Great.
Even when they take him down, he doesn't even flinch. He gets right back up, gets right in the huddle, and goes right. There's no phasing that kid. I think he's going to be something.
Yep.
Going forward, they keep him upright. I think they have a chance to build on something with that kid.
Did you hear what he said in his post-game press conference? He said a reporter asked him how he felt about the loss. And this guy, bro, if you want to talk about a true professional, this guy says, in my entire football career, going back to high school, he said, I don't think I've ever lost back-to-back games. He said, I hate losing. We got to do better. Bro, he's on a Bengals team in a very tough division, and the guy expects to win. I just love that. I don't know what it is. When a guy walks up to the podium and holds himself accountable, when really we know the reason why the Bengals got the number 1 overall pick is because they blow. So
100%.
So you're not rewriting something here that we don't expect.
Listen, I like it. It's showing captain qualities.
I love it. And Jason Pilara, big Broncos fan. Jay, listen, I'm not hating. I like the Broncos in general. I love them as a franchise. I think they're run very well. I'm just saying, dude, Drew Lock's down, Cortland Sutton's down, Von Miller's down. Essentially, your team.
You lost a young quarterback on a team that's just rebuilding.
That's it. And
You're the Jets right now.
The Jets.
You're the
And
Jets right now.
injuries, and I know you're saying injuries are killing the Broncos. Because you have the injuries you have, I have to put the Broncos as a bottom 5 team in the entire NFL. I don't see anybody they could beat going up and down this list with the roster they have.
I tell you what, though, with all those tools down, it makes Noah Fant a hell of a fantasy pickup.
It makes if someone could get him the ball, who's throwing the ball? Driscoll?
Doesn't matter. You only got to throw it 5 yards.
Bro, they just picked up Blake Bortles.
Tight end, and the tight end is Blake Bortles' favorite target.
Yeah, but Blake Bortles couldn't hit a tight end if the tight end hit him in the face. Come on, bro. I'm just saying.
Good point.
0-2 Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are better than an 0-2 team. I think they're a gritty team. I just, dude, I don't know what it is about the Dolphins, man. They're always in games. I like the Dolphins. So we have Jets as the worst team in
I like
football.
the Dolphins' run game right now. Those 2 young running backs.
Yeah.
What's his name? Gaskin and what's the other kid?
I forgot the other kid.
Was it Breida? Right?
I'd have to look. They're a gritty team, man. I got to look at the Dolphins roster.
Nothing to lose. Playing like they got nothing to lose.
Jets are worst team. Then we're going Panthers. Then we're going Giants.
Yeah.
Then we're going Broncos.
Giants just signed Devontae Freeman.
Yeah, great. And then we go Broncos as a bottom 4. Come on. That doesn't mean anything to me. What does that mean? Devontae, I mean, come on. It's going to be, first of all, it's going to be 2 plays before he fumbles the ball, and it's going to be 3 before he's injured. I mean, come on. Guy's a joke.
Paid him $3 million.
Okay. I mean, it's a bargain for anybody who's going to come in and start right away. The Vikings, are the Vikings really a bottom 5 team? They're worse than the Lions? The Vikings aren't that bad, dude, are they?
Right now with the injuries, let's compare defenses right here because their offense they both got similar injuries, right? Galladay's down, right? We got a top receiver, their top receiver with a leg injury. You got You got Minnesota Vikings lost their. What do you got? Adam Thielen and Kyle Rudolph.
No, and the rookie,
What?
and the young Jefferson.
Jefferson. All right. Yeah. All right. So, but I mean, Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins. I'll repeat it.
No, dude, it's tough.
Listen, he's good when they're systematic and they can run the ball, and he can keep defenses on their toes. He can't do that now.
I mean, bro,
he doesn't have Stephon Diggs. That kid Jefferson's nice,
but
Kirk Cousins not somebody that's going to make something out of something.
Do you
every
need
time, every
more?
time.
Do you need more than Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen? I don't understand, bro. That's crazy.
Told you can have weapons, but if your quarterback is suspect, and then you got all those injuries on defense, the number one linebacker, arguably one of the number one linebackers in football, Anthony Barr.
Bro, the Bears are 2-0. I still think the Bears are a bottom 10 team. I do.
Yeah, we said that. What did we rank them? 5 and 6.
Yep. The Bears were down and needed 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter from Trubisky to stay in that game. And the Bears just beat a team by 4 points that had no Saquon Barkley. That team is bad, bro. Bad. Laws of average is going to bring that team. By the way, let's see their upcoming schedule. Dude, the Bears are bad. They're at Atlanta. Atlanta's going to win that game.
Yeah, we thought Atlanta was going to win the game that they were winning the other day.
They're versus the Colts. The Colts defense is good. The second game, the Colts stepped up and played. They're going to lose that game. The Buccaneers, they're going to lose that game. So they're going to be 2-3 after 5 weeks, starting out 2-0. They play the Panthers. They'll beat them 3-3. Then the Rams, the Saints, the Titans. 3
Rams,
losses.
Saints, Titans, all lost.
3-6. They play the Vikings. You want to give them a win versus the Vikings?
Yeah, I think they win. I think they win. All right,
They're
let's
4-6.
take that. Just because they got a more complete defense.
Then they play the Packers. They lose.
Loss, automatic loss.
4-7. Their last 4 games: Lions, Texans, Vikings, Jaguars. There's no way. Bro, there's no way. This team
Lions,
is
Texans, Vikings,
1, 2, 3,
Jaguars.
4.
They lose. Lions, Texans, they lose. They win Vikings, Jaguars.
I still think they lose to the Vikings.
No, I don't think they lose to the Vikings.
I think the Vikings end up 8-8.
Oh, so you're saying so at the end of the season, everybody will be playing. They'll have nothing to play with. They'll just be playing spoiler.
Yep.
That makes sense. I can buy that.
I think the Vikings end up 8-8.
8-8 and just play spoiler the rest of the season.
You wanna know why?
Last 3 games, they're just playing spoiler.
I'll tell you why. They play the Bears and the Lions twice. There's got to be 3 or 4 wins in there. There's got to be.
I'll take it.
So then you're talking about a Minnesota team that plays.
So you think Minnesota goes what?
I think Minnesota's 8-8. I think the rest of the way, maybe I'm wrong. Wow, this schedule's tough.
That's hard, bro. They're gonna play the Vikings again.
They play
Green
the
Bay again.
Saints.
They're gonna
They
play the Saints,
the Bucks,
the Bucks.
the Cowboys, the Packers,
Cowboys win that, by the
the
way.
Falcons, the Seahawks, the Texans, the Titans. Okay, 6-10. All right.
I believe they lose against the Titans too.
All right. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah. Schedule is the hell of a player this year. With all the injuries, schedule is playing a huge part.
I mean, nobody knows that better than you. You're a Jets fan. You owe me You owe me $200 at this
Already.
point.
Already. I'm already losing.
I mean, is there any other bets that we can make just to make me more money? Any other that you see in here?
I bet you won't shut up the rest of the show.
But I wouldn't take that bet. You're 100% right. I wouldn't take
Say I
it.
won already.
That's it. See?
Already, I'm on a winning streak.
Lucky enough for me, mine had to deal with no money. Yours lost 200 for you.
Yeah. Listen.
By the way, Stephanie.
when the fat lady
Stephanie,
sings.
I'm sorry when but this had nothing to do with me. He ran his mouth and he lost.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It was
I don't.
bad.
I don't
babe.
need the wife mad at me.
I called with Ace Jack. All in.
That's it. And he lost.
Off
lost.
suit.
Off suit. You know what? He thought his kahunas were the biggest in the room, and he had 2-8 and was
They
trying
still
to call
are,
my
by the way.
bluff.
They still are the biggest in the room. Remember, I made the bet.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. By the way, it's way gutsier to make that bet than it is to take it. You're right. So, it's not the smartest bet he's made,
Hey,
but
it's all right. We've all taken some chances.
it's true. It's true. By the way, over the weekend, I placed a big time parlay,
Nice.
and I lost. Get this, I picked the Giants to cover the 5.5.
Okay.
Okay, I picked the Seahawks to beat the Patriots by 4 or more. They beat them by 5. I picked the 49ers to
Okay.
beat the Jets by 7.
Yeah.
Or
No brainer.
They beat them. Well, it wasn't. I mean, listen, I felt good about it. It's not 7 points is a lot, dude. Because remember, they got to beat them by 8 or more.
Listen, man,
a
7
lot.
points is a lot. If we had our defenses of previous years, I understand they might have kept it closer, but no, it wasn't happening.
I picked the Packers to beat the Lions by cover 6. Okay.
Yeah.
You ready for the team that I covered? The Rams were getting 2 points. They beat the Eagles by 18. Okay, get
Yep.
this one. Do you know what team I lost on?
New Orleans?
No.
Patriots.
The Vikings were getting 3 against the Colts.
Oh.
They got beat by 17. And I also want to point out something else, because I'm that guy.
Oh, here we go.
You ready for it?
Hit it.
I got laughed off the set for picking Jonathan Taylor. Merlin Mack for the Colts are out. Jonathan Taylor, 101 yards and a tutty.
And a touchdown.
Let's go.
Get 'em.
Another fantasy football draft pick by your boy.
Get him.
Guys, please don't
You
question.
stole him.
Don't-
What was that, a 7th-round pick?
Bro, later. Do not question me when I make the picks that I make. I make them because I know what the hell I'm talking about. Please, trust in me. There has to be a coin.
In John we trust.
There has to be a new coin here, some new mint that comes out with my handsome face on it with a quote that says, trust in Jonathan and Tell. Because I'm telling you right now,
man.
I'm not going to steer you wrong.
Dude, I don't know if you're going to be able to fit out of the room.
I'm not. I didn't say my whole body on the coin, just said my head. Woo! And by the way, listen,
Big enough.
I understand, but that's also not true. I wear kid-size caps. So listen, I'm just saying, the picks that I made have been
Solid
studs.
picks.
Guys,
Solid
girls,
picks.
studs. I'm not going to say I don't like to toot my own horn because, man, I love to.
Oh, yeah.
But I just like to hammer it home because you guys laughed me off the stage, bro. I said Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, it was a good time.
You guys vomited, right? I said Julian Edelman.
Eric fell off his chair.
Nah, Eric, he fell off his chair. When I said Julian Edelman, Eric made up stats that he wanted to believe were Edelman's that they weren't. So I'm just saying, you guys questioned me,
We're going to have Eric on next week or something.
and I hit a home run across the board, man. I hit a home run. That's the guy.
You
Yo,
did.
Joe Dirt.
You did.
Hey, you're talking to me all wrong.
Forget about it.
Your tone is all wrong. This is what it is, bro. Sorry, man. It's always the Jets fans that try and come at your neck because Jets fans couldn't spot talent if it hit him in the face.
Oh, listen, man. We spot talent. It's just on everybody else's team.
Sorry, boys. Hey,
Terrible.
I'm letting you know right now. I still think this season, everyone said that people are on the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. It looks like the Seahawks are probably going to end up being that team. Russell Wilson is just that damn good. The Cowboys have, the Cowboys have too many injuries. By the way, you know what? The Packers are 4-0 without Devontae Adams. They're 4-0 without their best receiver. Just tells you how good Aaron Rodgers is.
Solid team.
God, I
Again,
love that
depth.
man.
Listen, every receiver comes in there, scores touchdowns. I mean, last week, look at last week alone. What did, or was it the first week? Devontae Adams was the highest scorer in fantasy football.
Yep.
What do you have? 2 touchdowns, 156 yards or something like that? 170 yards? All right.
Yep.
Their number 2 receiver, their wide receiver.
Number 2.
Number 2, nice to meet you, number 2. Right? This guy had almost 100 yards, 96 yards and a tutty.
Yo, didn't I tell you
They're a
guys?
solid team.
Didn't I tell you guys about a certain Cooper Cup also?
Yeah,
I
listen, listen, he's returning punts too, so in fantasy you can't blame somebody trying to play him.
I hate being right. Sucks. When you're right as much as I am, it just sucks, dude. You know? I'm sorry, bro. I don't want to have to be the guy that's always right. The problem is someone has to be that guy.
I guess someone has to be that guy. If it's gonna be, it's got to be you, right?
Listen,
Hey,
dude, I'm trying to find the. It was the 9th, right? Process of elimination 2 weeks ago. The 9th was a Wednesday.
yes.
Yes, I'm trying to find the draft that we did, and because it just disappeared off my laptop here. But I'm trying to find the draft just so I can rub in how good of a draft that was. God, I'm so good.
Oh yeah.
So good. Ladies and gentlemen,
Here we go.
so good.
So good.
I'll find
So
it.
good.
Josh
so
Allen.
good.
Josh Allen, for another
Monster.
4 touchdowns.
So
417,
48,
4 touchdowns.
48 points.
4
Talk
touchdowns.
to you later.
Philip Rivers listen, he led the team to a victory, only had 6 incompletions. Does he really make the Colts playoff contender?
No.
Wow.
Philip Rivers, constant choker.
Gardner Minshew, real deal?
Given the competition he's played, I mean, he still shows. I mean, his football prowess is up there, but he's still got a lot more to prove.
Drew Brees washed up?
Man, he's showing signs. Not washed up. I wouldn't say washed up, but he's showing wear and tear.
Daniel Jones, better or worse without Saquon Barkley?
Worse.
Really? Nick Chubb, over, under?
Yeah, listen, he had a decent game coming back. Again, garbage time, but that's not going to be lasting that long.
Odell Beckham, does he finish the season as a Brown? Does he get traded?
I think he gets traded. I think if the Browns know what's smart for them, they trade him.
Who do you think he should go to?
Oh, that's a good one. All right, so receivers down. I wouldn't be surprised he goes to Miami.
Patriots.
That'd be a good landing spot with Cam Newton, Julian Edelman taking all the underneath heat.
Cam Newton, comeback player of the year?
Oh, absolutely. Makes them a contender. He gives a complete different dynamic to what Tom Brady used to be able to do in the pocket. He can do the pocket job, and then just the fact that he's that dual threat, and he's one of the originators of that dual threat. And to be as big of a quarterback as he is, to be coming down the line, can't imagine people want to tackle him.
Justin Herbert, great debut. 22 completions, 311 yards, touchdown. Real deal?
We got to see.
Terry McLaurin, by the way, has more catches in his first 3 years than Larry Fitzgerald.
Wow. Record-setting pace.
Monster.
Record-setting pace. And who's throwing to him?
Nobody.
Anybody and everybody.
Scrub. That guy over in Washington, Haskins. Terrible.
Good, terrible.
Terrible. By the way, talk about terrible. Teddy Bridgewater, terrible.
Oh, man, I really thought he was going to have a time to shine in Carolina, but forget about it. The kid's awful.
Only
Bad
thing that-
decisions, bad play, trying to throw off his opposite foot. It's not working. It's not working.
Stephon Diggs, biggest winner in the offseason, goes over, and now Josh Allen's his quarterback with a great defense.
Biggest winner is Josh Allen getting Stephon Diggs.
Okay. Stephon Diggs, 8 catches, $153 and a touchdown this past weekend.
Holler.
Great trade, Vikings. Aaron Jones, biggest offensive threat, underrated offensive threat in all the NFL. 18
for the
carries-
past 2 years.
18 carries, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns running, 4 receptions, 68 yards, touchdown receiving.
We'd be talking about this earlier had he not been suspended for those first 2 games last year. Was it 2 games or 3 games, something like that?
Joe Burrow is going to be the next big thing.
He might be the next Boomer Esiason.
Because he's on the Bengals.
Yeah.
That's cute. I'm just saying, is he going to be the next? Is he going to be the next big thing in the NFL?
Yeah, he could be. I think he could be. I think the kid's got a good path. I think if he gets some weapons around him, I mean that tight end Uzoma gone, Eifert's gone from their team. He's on the Jaguars. So Uzoma to huge loss for him, especially a rookie quarterback. Tight end is his best friend. For him to lose that guy, AJ Green's got to have to step up because he did nothing. He has not shown up for a game.
Crazy.
Terrible.
Tom Brady shows up, wins. I don't know why everyone was so hard on him after week 1 with no offseason.
Because he's Tom Brady.
It's weird.
He's Tom Brady.
Like
Because everybody assumes Tom Brady's still even nobody else has an offseason. He owns a farm somewhere and he's running up and down a hill.
I assumed everybody was going to suck week 1. Like, that's what I assumed. You know what I mean? So the fact the guy is 83 years old, like, give him a break. Whatever it is what it is. Like, at some
Joe
point,
Louis was 175 years old.
I mean, dude, Tom Brady played with Gale Sayers. Gale Sayers just passed away. Give the guy a break. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to be there. What happens to Nick Chubb's stock when Hunt comes back? Chubb, 22 carries, 124 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I think they still split carries. I think it affects him. I think within the 20, Hunt poaches a lot of passing down red zone plays.
Best wide receiving tandem in the NFL. Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. Fitzgerald and DeAndre Hopkins. Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. I actually like CeeDee Lamb more.
I
than
like CeeDee Lamb more
Gallup.
than I like Gallup 100%.
Yeah.
I think
Godwin and Evans in Tampa.
and Evans is starting to heat up.
Best wide receiving tandem in the NFL out of those 4. Who do you have? That's a tough one.
That's
I
a
would
tough
have
one.
put.
I can't go with God. I mean they're still getting their rhythm with Brady. Who was it you said before them?
I put Cooper and Lamb.
Cooper and Lamb before them.
I put
It's Cooper, Lamb, Godwin, Evans,
Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones.
Calvin Ridley, and Julio Jones probably. I would have to say
It's got to be right.
it's got to be.
And Fitzgerald and DeAndre Hopkins.
Listen, that's a monster. That's a monster squad, but with a rookie quarterback. Even though he's dynamic, listen, Kyler Murray's all over the place. He's making plays that you wouldn't believe. But you know what? I gotta go with Julio and Ridley. Most dynamic. I mean, who do you guard? Who do you double? They're both monstrous.
Saquon's out. McCaffrey's out. Best running back in football.
Zeke. I mean,
Over
Zeke,
Aaron Jones. Is he better than Aaron Jones?
I think he's a better running back than Aaron Jones. I think play calling and game scheme may change what output he has when they're behind. Because the Cowboys going to be coming back a lot.
No, of course. Dude,
I was
you're
waiting
not
for you
going
to
to
say
phase
something.
me. You're not
I
phasing
know,
me. You know that. I am.
I'm going to get you one of these days.
Dude,
Don't you worry.
I am an
It's all right.
immovable
It's all
object,
right.
brother.
It's
I am.
all right.
The wall that I have, the armor I have when it comes to the Cowboys is impregnable, as the great Mike Tyson once said.
Let me ask you. So, top 2 running backs are out. Zeke, would you agree it's Zeke?
Yeah.
Who's number 4?
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones. Hands down?
Yeah, people could say Derrick Henry all they want, but Aaron Jones is a dual threat. Derrick Henry's not. Period.
Fair enough. He's got to split those downs.
Derrick Henry just runs straight. I mean,
Listen. So did the Juggernaut.
I understand, but the Juggernaut was not really killable. Derrick Henry, every running back is an ACL injury from being non-existent.
Absolutely. Expendable.
So what are we talking about here? I mean, who do you take, Wolverine or Deadpool?
Oh, I gotta take Wolf.
That's crazy.
I gotta take Wolverine.
Can't take Wolverine.
Why can't you take
Wolverine dies because he gets a heart disease. Deadpool can't die. He gets blown up and gets put back together. He can't die.
I got it.
Sorry.
I still take Wolverine.
You take Wolverine because you think he's cool.
No, I take Wolverine because he does have the regeneration. And yeah, he dies from a heart disease. But nobody killed him. A heart disease killed him.
That's worse.
No.
Come on, bro.
No.
You're telling me like the greatest
Something
hero,
else had to kill him because you couldn't kill. No.
a level 5 hero. You're taking a level 5 hero that, by the way, dies because of a heart disease? Stop.
You have to make that up. They had to make that up for him to die.
Nah, bro.
All good things come to an end.
Where? I don't believe it. Sell me on it.
In about 20 minutes.
Sorry, bro. That's true, too. But it only comes to an end for 6 days and 22 hours.
Holla.
See that? All I'm saying is Derrick Henry, to me, is not...
No, I agree. Derrick Henry's he's not a dual threat running back. He's a goal line scorcher, but with that sporadic offense, you don't know when they're going to be passing the ball. Once they're passing the ball, he's out of the whole playbook.
You know who's underrated also, who's also very dynamic? Mostert from the 49ers.
Oh, absolutely.
You saw that first run he had right out
Dude,
the gates, bro.
As a track star. Come on.
That dude is a
Nobody was
monster.
catching him. He started jogging at like the 30-yard line.
Monster. That guy is a bullet. Bullet. You know who also is underrated? Eckler.
Austin Eckler,
Love Eckler.
Chargers,
Love him.
100%.
Love him. Overrated? Chris Carson. Leonard Fournette.
Leonard Fournette, absolutely. He's washed up. I think Leonard
Overrated.
Fournette's done.
Done.
Leonard Fournette's done.
Any running back in the Chicago Bears system sucks.
Garbage.
Trash city.
They can't even get the ball to Cohen when they're behind.
Joke. Anybody, by the way, apparently anybody on the Buffalo running back scheme also is trash because Singletary is supposed to have a good year and he only had 56 yards.
Listen, I drafted Singletary. I dropped him the first week before we even started week 1.
Good pickup.
Listen, you gotta, when you look at running backs like that and the quarterback runs 50% of the plays, it's a terrible pick.
Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs now? He's what, top 4? It's got to be top 4.
Now,
Now. Because of the injuries.
I gotta say,
Got to be.
just yeah.
Zeke,
And he's got a
Zeke, Jones, Henry, Jacobs.
Zeke Jones. I may even put Jacobs over Henry.
I like that.
I
I
put
like that a
Jacobs
lot.
third over Henry.
I like that.
Now listen, if you're just talking about you mean downhill running, and we're talking about style of running, okay, Henry's he's a bull in the china shop. But you can't. I mean, the guy's a 3-down back. Jacobs is a 3-down back. He makes their offense a little more dynamic. He actually makes Derek Carr a little more dangerous, which without him would be fairly non-dangerous.
Will the Jets ever win a Super Bowl?
I don't think they will in my lifetime. However, I hope so. But again, my friend's grandma told me if I took my wishes in one hand and I crapped in the other, I should see which one fills up first.
It's great advice.
Absolutely. And I told her that's perfect for me because I'm a Jet fan.
Wow. That's sound advice.
Sound. Solid.
Solid.
More solid than you realize.
Very. The Jets suck.
It's terrible, man. We can't get out of our own way. I mean, when the head of the company comes out and says, when the head of the organization comes out I mean, was he watching the game? Do you think he was watching the game? He called Adam Gase a brilliant offensive mind.
You know what the problem is?
I mind how offensive he is.
I feel like you guys have to be related, actually. You and Gase.
Why? How dare you?
I'll tell you why.
How dare you? We're gonna fight when we get out of here. We're gonna film the fight, guys.
I'll tell you why. Because you said that the Bears were a better team than the Raiders.
No, man.
So obviously, your eye for talent is as
All right.
in-
Different divisions, different kind of defense, and different game schedule. I bet you they end up with very similar.
the
very
Raiders play
similar.
the Chiefs. Best team in football.
Do you think they win?
What?
Do you think they win
I think they win one of them.
against the Chiefs?
I think they win one game against the Chiefs.
Listen, and listen, being somebody who's
The Chargers
who
should've beat the
avidly
Chiefs.
watches the Raiders, listen, that's like my West Coast team. But I'm going to tell you, normally when I think they're not going to split with the Chiefs because that's a big rivalry for them, the Chiefs usually take them down.
Ready? Let's go through it.
Go.
Okay, we're 2-0. At New England this week.
At New England, loss.
I think they win.
I think they lose.
They're versus the Bills. I think the Bills win.
Versus the Bills, yes. I
Bro,
think I think
look at
yeah,
these teams.
absolutely. I'm sorry.
They play the Broncos twice. They're 2-0.
Yeah.
They play. Let's. I
All
just
right,
want
so
to
you, so you got the 2 Broncos games. Okay.
Okay.
So they
You
got a
play
high
the-
shot at that because they're injured.
Yeah, you play the Broncos
Injury-ridden.
twice. You play the Jets. You play the Dolphins. You have to play the Chargers twice. Even if you split one, that's 5 wins. You're playing the Browns, and you're playing the Colts.
I bet you they lose to the Browns and the Colts.
No, dude. And the Falcons, that's potentially 8 wins right there, bro. They're already 2-0.
I don't
Come
think they
on,
win
man.
against the Falcons. I think the Falcons take that one down.
They're going to split with the Chiefs.
I don't think they split with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs take them down twice.
I don't understand. Are the Raiders better than the Chargers? Or are they equal?
I think the Raiders are slightly better than the Chargers.
And the Chargers should have won that game. They gave the game away. So with that being said, with a rookie QB, you're telling me that the Raiders won't split, but the Chargers should have won. How does that add up?
All right.
As I said, related to Adam Gase. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen.
My point is proven, as I continue to prove time
Fight is done.
and time again. Bro,
Adam Gase has to go. Adam Gase has to go. I can't stand that guy.
apparently your opinion of the Raiders has to go also.
Listen, my opinion of the Raiders is better than Adam Gase's opinion of apparently any football quarterback.
To be determined. To be determined.
I'm telling you. Adam
All-
Gase is going to go. Do you think Adam Gase lasts the season?
Of course he'll last the season.
You think?
I think he'll last the season because they're not going to make a change mid-season to make a point, let it go through so they could emphatically.
So you wouldn't want the team, if it was your team, you wouldn't want the team to make the change mid-season so that they would have a season and a half.
That's also
to work
silly. That's also silly. It's
Why?
very silly. Because I would never hire Gase to begin with.
on facts.
So you're really asking me a rhetorical question because
So
you know the answer.
let's
to
talk
that.
about this real quick in the last couple minutes. What do you think that phone call was? We had a little chip on this discussion earlier. When Gase came as a recommendation of Peyton Manning,
No.
how do you think that phone call went?
There's absolutely no way Peyton Manning gave a recommendation.
There's no way.
They called Peyton Manning and said, "What do you think of Adam Gase?" Peyton Manning merely said,
I'm on the toilet.
"He's a good guy." That was it. And then
I
they
don't
got
even think it went that far.
They got off the phone. They said, "Gase is our guy."
No way. I can't.
John Elway called Peyton Manning.
What about Adam Gase made these guys think that he was head coach material?
I can show you what he did.
He opened his eyes. He was woke.
I mean, dude, that guy is wild.
That guy's off the chain, man.
You
I make
know.
some crazy predictions, but for him to call the game the way he does, to make those calls, to put Le'Veon Bell back in when he's hurt, to put Crowder back in. I mean, what are you doing, man? This guy's he's single-handedly tearing down the.
Bring back Herm Edwards. You play
I'll take
to win
Rex.
the game.
I'll take Rex.
You would take Rex.
I would take Rex over Gase, 100%. You wouldn't take Rex Ryan over Gase?
Of course I would take Rex Ryan.
Come on,
I
bro.
take Rex Ryan over half the league. Rex Ryan's my guy.
Bro,
That dude's gritty. Players loved him.
he doesn't care. He's a player's coach. He's definitely a player's coach.
I love that. I love that, man. I love players. Tomlin's a player's coach.
Tomlin's definitely a player's coach.
I love that.
Somebody who can relate to the players.
Dan, we talked about a lot here today.
Yeah.
There was a lot.
There's a lot going on, man.
Oh man, dude, we got a baseball playoff is here. Stanley Cup Finals are here.
You think the Mets got a
NFL
shot at the wild card?
No, NFL season is well underway. Ton of injuries, man.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Next week, by the way, by the time we're back next week, the Stanley Cup Finals could be over. Baseball playoffs are started. NFL is another week in, and we could potentially see many team seasons over if they start 0-3.
Oh.
So you're essentially watching.
In a year with no preseason, though, how many of those 0-3 teams are we going to be talking about? You know what I mean, come the end of the bye weeks.
I don't know. The hunt for Trevor Lawrence is on.
Jets,
Wow.
Jets.
By Sam
Now, I don't think they'll
Darnold.
tank. I don't think they'll tank, but I think now, looking with all the injuries, all the missing personnel, Le'Veon Bell down, Crowder already hurt. I feel like it's only going to be. Listen, one bright spot is Becton looked like a monster out there.
Yeah.
That was the one bright spot. Other than that, nothing else matters on the green and white side.
Yeah, that's true. Guys and girls, it's been quite the fun adventure today, man.
Yeah.
It was good to be back. It was good to really feel the energy and be at it again. Danny, 4 weeks in a row.
Oh yeah.
Do we dare go 5?
Am I invited back for the 5th?
Dan,
Are we doing a big 5?
can I tell you right now? I'll make
Talk
this.
to me, Goose.
You're invited permanently. So
The kid is in the building.
I'll tell you right now, we could turn this into a 2-man show every week.
We
no
gonna turn
matter
it up?
what. We got to turn it up.
We got to turn up.
I need a turnover chain here, though. I need a turnover chain from the Hurricanes. Can someone get me a Miami Hurricane sponsorship here? I need a turnover chain. That's what I need. I need a belt. I need a turnover chain. By the way, I do have some MSR, My Sports Radio, and Mystery Sports Reveals mugs being made
Holler.
for us.
Let's do it.
They're being sponsored. They're going to be made over for us.
Nice.
From a design team. So I'm excited to have them. So next week we should be sporting some nice mugs up in here.
what's
So
up.
that'll be a good time for us. Guys and girls, you know where we are every week. You're going to see us back here in 6 days, 22 hours, listening on HamiltonRadio.net Channel 2, simulcast on Facebook. Download the app if you don't have it now. It was an amazing show.
Gotta get it.
And,
Gotta get it.
And my new full-time co-pilot, Danny Mercado, we are going to make sure we go bigger, better, and hopefully
Go big or go home, baby.
hopefully he brings a better argument than the Bears are better than the Raiders and Trubisky next week for the show. But I'm sure we'll have some more fireworks. Coming on after us is Sal Angeletti and Carl with Talking Baseball. Playoff baseball is about to be here, and you know you got a Phillies fan.
Oh, it's here.
You know you got a Yankees fan in the building. So stay tuned for another great sports talk show with these guys, because we know they're going to give you all you can eat with baseball. Guys and girls, MSR is out. We'll catch you later.
Peace.
You're rocking with the newest radio show on Hamilton Radio, My Sports Radio.
Deals. And Bonds hits one high. It's a dig. It is a all-time home run list.
Trainer right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. The heavyweight champion is taking the mandatory 8 count, and Foreman is as poised as can be in a neutral corner.
Do the Titans have a miracle left in them? Down. Touchdown Titans. There are no flags on the field. It's a miracle. Tennessee has pulled a miracle.
My Sports Radio. And here's your host, Sean Intel.